Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to make a quick video. I said I've been thinking some ideas for the body kit. They want the body kit, when you put it on, the rear quarters get molded to the car, the front or the side doors get molded to the car. But they want you to glue the bumper to the back quarters, like use bonding adhesive. Same thing with the front bumper. I really don't like that. Just because, I mean, if somebody hits the car, it's more often than not, it's the front bumper or the back bumper, you know what I mean? Driving into a curb, or, you know, somebody backs into you in a parking lot or something like that. So I wanted to come up with a way that we could bolt it on, good and secure. It's going to be on there, and be able to remove it if you go to a body shop or if you need something done. And you need access, you need to take the front bumper off or the back bumper off. So with a tight fit still in mind, I've decided, I've looked into it, and I think it's going to work. I think I'm going to use what's called a riv nut. Now for those of you who don't know what a riv nut is, it's basically a rivet that's got a nut inside of it, in the name, and I can't get my hand in the rear quarter at the top and then put a bolt in at the bottom, you know what I mean, to tighten it down to bolt that bumper on. So once it's mounted to the car, I'm kind of pooched. So if I use a riv nut, I'm going to show you how it works here. If I use a riv nut, what I'm thinking is I can make it so that it's removable, the bumpers are removable, or serviceable, or whatever you want to call it, with still the added security of, you know, having a good strong bolt in there. These ones here are 1/4 inch 20 is probably what I'm going to end up using, with a large washer to kind of fan out the weight. But let me set it up. I'm going to show you how it works and show you what I'm thinking. So what happens is you take a riv nut, you throw it on the riv nut gun, and then just like a rivet, when you collapse it, like so. Now I can tighten that on again if I want, tighten it down a little bit more, and collapse it even a bit more. And what that's doing, if you can see, I don't know if that'll focus, see how I crushed that in right there? So what I'm considering is putting this riv nut on the top of the quarter and then bolting in from the bottom. But what I'm going to do, I'll show you here. So put that in there like so. Might just tighten it up just a little bit more. Now I'm probably not going to tighten it that much when it's on the fiberglass, because the fiberglass is quite a bit thicker, and I'm not sure how the fiberglass is going to hold up. But so there it is. Okay, now the problem is when you put the other bumper in, you're going to have a gap because the head of that riv nut. So what I'm going to do is, in the bumper, I'm going to drill out a larger hole that goes over the riv nut completely, the head of the riv nut, and then we'll just use a washer, like I said, a larger washer with a 1/4 inch 20 bolt, right? And that'll just bolt down like so. So now I've got a lock washer in there that I don't have a wrench for, but like I said, that way there, we should be able to get rid of the gap that head's going to cause. At least that's the idea now. So like I said, what I want to do, you can see that's in there, that's tight, that's never going to go anywhere, which would allow us to put it in and out. And then this here, I've drilled this one here out the size of the head, so that when I put that on there and I take a washer like this, right, with a lock washer, that's going to press it down. It's going to get rid of that gap in there. It's going to keep it nice and tight, and it's going to be it's going to be serviceable. So the plan is, I'll take you over here and show you. So this is why I've got it clamped together right now. It's mocked up here a little bit, and I'm just trying to get a feel for what the car is going to look like, but I want to know. So on the back side here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of the riv nuts in here. I'll put 2 here. I'll put 2 or 3 down here. This is for the side skirt. And then on the back, same thing. I'm going to put 2 or 3 across here, and I'll put probably 4, because I want to evenly spread out the weight. I want to make sure that it's going to hold the weight. Now, I mean, this, like I said before, this fiberglass is nice and thick, and I think with a large washer evening out the weight, kind of spreading the weight out, I should be able to use the riv nuts so that when this goes on, the jam is nice and tight. Like you can see, there's no space in there, which is what we want. And I feel like if we use the riv nuts, I'll be able to bolt this on. And then if we have to take the back bumper off, you know, I can't get my hand in here once it's mounted to the car, but I can get my hand in underneath, from underneath, and bolt this in, which will allow us to move it and like put it on and take it off when we want. A lot of these cars that are done, it looks like they're put together, they're put on the car, and then they're painted all as one piece. I don't really like that. I want to take the fenders, like once we mock it up on the car, get it all on there, I want to take front fenders off, front bumper off, hood off, side skirts, back bumper. I just want to paint the chassis with the parts that are molded on it that have to be on it. So again, it's going to be the rear quarter. It's going to be this rear quarter, the door skins, but so I didn't take the doors off because this factory line is perfectly gapped. So I thought I'd leave that on until we mold the doors, the door skins on and the quarters on, make sure that gap is perfect. Once they're molded on, I'm going to take these doors off. Derek's going to want to take the doors off to paint them because it's going to be a better job, and we can get inside all the seams and everything. So I want to paint the chassis, just the chassis, without any of the parts on it, and paint all of the parts separately, and then reassemble it once we get it back here. Another reason I want to do that is I don't want to have the whole body kit on the car when I'm reassembling the car, because then I'm going to have a chance of scratching something or chipping the paint or damaging, and I definitely don't want to do that. So when I'm putting the rear sub-assembly in and the transmission, and we're mocking up the motor and we're working in and out of the interior and stuff like that, I would rather not have all the body parts on. I would rather have just the quarters on that need to be on. You know what I mean? We can do all the body work, do all the interior work, the motor, stuff like that, then put the body on after we're done. So that's just what I'm thinking. Again, I don't know 100% how it's going to work with the fiberglass. I'm going to get a piece of fiberglass. We're going to try it out. Talked to a couple people using quite often. They said it shouldn't be a problem. It's not like it's holding up 300-400 pounds. It should, you know, with let's say the back bumper, which is the heaviest part, with 4 across each side, that's 8 bolts holding the back on, with a large washer to kind of fan out the weight, or spread out the weight. It should work okay, and we should be able to put the bumper on and off as we please. So that's kind of where I'm going. Again, guys, I'm going to be doing a little bit more research before I just go ahead and start drilling the body. But that's the game plan. So I did close the vote last night for the suspension. Air Ride won by a long shot, like 78% or 76%, something like that. So it's going on air suspension. So we will be putting up another vote shortly here on a couple different things, on what we're going to do for color. So again, Derek is going to spray out 6 or 8 colors that you guys get to choose from. I'm letting him choose it because, I mean, he's a professional. It's what he does. We're going to have to start voting on suspension. We know it's going on airbags now. I'll let you guys choose the brand that you want and stuff like that. Unless somebody steps up and sponsors. If somebody's going to sponsor it, and I have had people call and say they're interested in sponsoring. So obviously, to save cost, if someone's going to sponsor the channel, we're definitely going to use that product. Because like I said at the beginning, the budget for the build was $100,000, and we're going to be way past that, guys. Way past it. Like I said, everything for a Supra is pretty expensive. So by the time we get the rear end and the conversion kit, we still have to get a transmission for it. Then we got to get all custom drive shafts made. Probably the drive shaft shop, DSS, is probably the one's going to be doing that. Paint still got to go in. We haven't done anything with the interior yet, so still have to decide on what we're doing with the interior. Is there a system going in it? We still got to finish building the 2J here that's behind me in the bag. I'm waiting on a bunch of parts coming in for that. So definitely going way over budget, which it is what it is, guys. We're going over budget. But in saying that, if someone wants to sponsor the channel, I mean, we've got lots of people that are helping out. So if somebody contacts and is going to sponsor the air system, obviously that's what we're going to do. But we'll be getting some votes up. Again, for those of you that are just tuning in, this body kit over here that I was just playing with is for the 97 Toyota Supra here behind me. It is a 4509 Veilside kit. And when this car is done and everything's done, you guys have voted on it and it's finished, we will be giving it away to one lucky subscriber. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. And we'll see you in the next video.